Welcome back to another video, guys. This week, right behind me, we are going to be analyzing what to look out for when buying vacant land here. Right behind me is actually one of a semi-custom home builds that we're building here in Northport, and I actually want to walk you guys through kind of what we're looking for because our clients already purchased this lot, so we want to make sure that there's not any red flags that we need to be aware of when it comes time to looking at vacant land or even building on a house like this one right behind us, which is going to be about a 2,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. And we did already get the surveys back showing that there are some red flags, and I kind of want to point them out so that you guys don't get caught off guard, because these red flags could cost upwards of $10,000 when you're not deciding to buy land smartly and you're just willing to buy it without doing any land inspections, which we highly recommend when you are building within probably a 6-month time frame of when you are purchasing the land. So like I said, guys, we are checking out this semi-custom home right behind me, and if you guys want more information on our custom home building company, you guys can click the link down in the description down below. But if you guys want more information on new construction here in Northport, I am also a real estate broker, so we do take a look at a bunch of different new construction properties in the Northport area. So definitely go and check out our exclusive VIP email list for all the new construction here in Northport. So with all that being said, let's go and walk you through kind of what we are looking for when it comes time to building a new construction home here in Northport, Florida. So I figured it'd be easy to walk with me and show you guys kind of what we're looking for. And this is the lot. Actually, you can see there's a bunch of sand piled up, which is very unique because you obviously are not going to come across that when you're looking at land in Northport. Land in Northport looks more like this. So if we take a look here, this is what land typically looks like, very overgrown. As you guys can see, there is a lot of vegetation right over here. This is an overall quiet street. However, this is our subject properties lot right here. So it goes from this little sand entrance all the way to about this power pole. That's the rough property line setbacks. So let's go walk through this. Most vacant lots we cannot walk through, but this one obviously is being used for other things that the client currently does not know because they do live out of state. So as you guys can see, people use this for maybe motocross, riding their dirt bikes, four-wheelers, ATVs, whatever that may be. But this is your typical 80 by 125 lot. And as you guys can see, we're walking through here. So we did get a survey done, like I did mention, and right over here, we have one heritage tree. So if you guys can see it, it's a big heritage tree. I think this one right here is about 26 inches in diameter. So if you guys do the math, heritage trees here in Northport cost anywhere of, it's about 100 inches, or it's about $100 per inch in diameter when you do have a heritage tree. So a heritage tree is classified as trees over 24 inches in diameter, and we have 2 of them on this property, one on the right side and one on the left side. So each tree, one is 26 inches, the other one's 28 inches. So one is a $2,600 permit, the other one's a $2,800 permit. Now what's crazy is that doesn't even include land clearing costs. So that's not even our land clearing costs, it's just the permit to actually get rid of those trees or to be able to cut down those trees. And they are heritage oaks, so that is another reason why they are a little bit more expensive, is they are native here to the Northport area. But the one of them we may be able to keep, the other one we may not be able to keep, just because we have to see how the grading is and how much fill we actually have to bring in for dirt. So that's another thing, but I'll flip the camera back around to kind of share with you guys what this looks like. So as you guys can see, that tree right there, that is going to be our $2,400, $2,600 tree, excluding land clearing it. And as you guys can see, this is all being used for racing at the moment. So we are going to save a little bit on land clearing costs because we do not have all these trees to remove. But as we're walking through this property here, we are going to continue looking for Gopher tortoises, right? So as we're walking through this property, I'm looking for Gopher tortoises because these little guys live rent-free on Northport property. They cost anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 to remove one of those little guys, right? Which is absolutely insane if you think about it. A Gopher tortoise, a turtle that's on your property, is going to cost $6,000 to $8,000 just to remove, and that's because they are federally protected species. So that is something else to note, I guess, along with it, why those guys are very expensive. But this being all sand worried me at the beginning because I was like, oh no, there's going to be a lot of Gopher tortoises because they live in sand. They love to live in sand because it's easy to burrow. However, since obviously this looks like it gets used pretty weekly, you know, bi-weekly, whatever that may be, it probably is going to keep out the gopher tortoises, so fingers crossed that we do not have any gopher tortoises when it comes time to actually land clearing this, which we're probably about, we're in the loan stage at the moment. So to give you guys a little bit of perspective, we're still in the loan stage here. It's about to get approved, it's about to close. Then we can submit for permitting, which permitting will take about 45 days to get out of here in Northport. And then from there, then we can actually clear the land. So I'd say we're about 60 days out from clearing this land completely and getting it pad ready, which means that we're gonna be bringing in a lot of dirt over here to raise up the elevation to whatever the engineer recommends for this specific lot. And we are going to continue walking you guys through kind of what this looks like here. So as I flip the camera back around, as you guys can see, here's our other issue. We have another heritage tree. This one, I believe this one is the 28-inch in diameter one, but you guys can get a better idea of what it looks like right there. This is a very big tree. It is a protected tree, but all we need is a simple permit and we can clear it. But as we walk over here a little bit more, you guys are going to see this green belt here. So as we come over here, you guys are going to see this green belt. Obviously, these guys are using this runway right here basically as their entrance and exit. What's terrible is that we got a survey done on this. We paid a surveyor to come out, do the survey. Came to be about $900 for the survey for boundary, topo, and to mark all the trees. However, we only have one property stake left. There's 1 out of 4 left, which means these guys, whoever are running around here doing their motocross, they did actually pull out those stakes. So we do have to have the survey company come back out here. That is another thing to be aware of when building, is that your property stake lines are probably going to get pulled quite often here. We have that happen. That's why we do have security cameras on all of our construction sites. And we just don't have it on this one right now because we do not have a building permit as of at the moment, but we will get one once we start building and start putting in the dirt and everything like that. So as you guys can see right behind me is the greenbelt. The difference between a greenbelt and a canal is a greenbelt is typically dry. A canal has a lot of water in it. So it's nice to live on a greenbelt because you have an extra like 50 to 70 feet between here, so this lot, to your next door neighbor, which is your backyard. So it's super nice because it adds that extra buffer without worrying about being in a flood zone, because these green belts, you don't have to worry about being in a flood zone right here. But as you guys can tell, we are pretty high up here on this property. So I'll flip the camera back around so you guys can get a better idea of what this lot looks like. So overall, heritage tree there, heritage tree over here, and then right here, we just have just a scrubby little tree. Overall, not terribly bad. Pretty easy to remove. This land clearing is going to be fairly easy. It's going to probably be a wash because we don't have to clear all this, but we do have to pay for the trees here and the other trees over there for the heritage permits. But as you guys can see right there, we do have power, which is nice. We'll be able to connect easily to power without having to wait months and months and months for FPL to come through, which is going to be super nice. But as you guys can see, this lot is already fairly elevated, relatively high. So I'm not worried about bringing in a lot of dirt. We may need to bring in about 20 loads of dirt. The typical amount of dirt that we bring into lots is anywhere from 25 to 28 loads of dirt, which that's on average, but this one probably will need maybe 20 loads of dirt, but we'll see here once the engineering gets done on the property. But as you guys can see, it's already a very well cleared vacant lot. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a perspective of what we look for. We don't have any scrub jays, which is great because we already know we're not in a scrub jay zone. 2, I've walked around this property. I haven't seen any gopher tortoises. I mean, I've walked this before I started the video, did not see any gopher tortoises, so we're clear there as of right now. Number 3, we do have heritage trees, so we are gonna have to pay probably around $5,000, $5,200 in permit fees for these heritage trees, and then obviously to clear them. So by this being empty, it saves us a little bit of money, but yet we still have to pay for the heritage trees. So that's going to be a wash for land clearing all around. So that's not terrible, right? But the other thing is we have electricity right behind us, which is great. We are going to be on well and septic here. So our septic is obviously going to go up front. The well is going to go in the back here by this green belt. So that is another thing that we do have to be aware of. But the nice thing is that we do not have neighbors on this side or that side. So we can be pretty lenient on where we put our garage, if it's going to be on the left-hand side or right-hand side. So we do have a lot of flexibility and a lot of freedom to design this house however we want in terms of the garage hand. So that kind of sums up kind of what we look for when we're buying and, you know, helping clients look for vacant land here in the Northport area. So if you guys have any other questions about building here, we'll keep you guys updated. Keep following us along on our YouTube channel for more progress updates, not only on this build, but all of our other custom builds we have going on here in the Northport area. And if you guys want to have a free consultation with us to talk about your custom home build here in Northport, Sarasota County, Charlotte County, wherever that may be, you guys can reach out to us with our contact information down below. But if you guys just want to know about all the new construction that's happening here, like I said, I am a residential real estate broker here in the Northport, Sarasota area. So you guys can join our exclusive VIP email list, 100% free to join. Promise you guys it's not going to be spam because I absolutely hate spam. So go and click that link down in the description down below. Or if you guys want any of our buyer relocation guides for the Northport, Sarasota, Venice, Osprey area, wherever that may be, all those will be 100% free for you guys to download as well in the links down in the description down below. But with all that being said, I appreciate you guys checking out this video, and we will catch you guys all next week.